What's going on YouTube? A Delicious Mango here, and we have the new patch notes for the Season 22 mid-season update. It's going to be called the Space Hunt event. Should come out next Tuesday, which is 4 days from the posting of this video. And there's a lot of new stuff coming. New LTMs, obviously a new event, a new universal heirloom, but what we really care about is the new weapon balancing, the legend balancing. So I'm going to read through it all right now. It's the best place for you to just hear it, listen to it. And if you know somebody that also wants to hear some of these patch notes, you can either watch it live on my Twitch after the posting of this video. I'll be breaking it all down in a little bit more detail, or you can just send them this video, tell them to hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. If you want to skip ahead to just the patch notes, the timestamp is on screen now, so you can go check that out. It's also linked in the description if you want to click on that. But I'm going to go through the event collection first. The Space Hunt event, that is what's coming. They've also posted a trailer. We're not going to watch that here. But it's time to score legends, get into Knockout, an all-new objective-based LTM where you and your squad capture zones and earn Evo to score points. Rack up bounty bucks to unlock rewards in the reward shop, including 2 epic skins for Conduit and Valkyrie. Pull 36 themed items from Space Hunt event packs, including the all-new mythic Serpent Sting universal melee item. It's high time that you prove you're the best in the galaxy. The Space Hunt event runs from September 17th to October 8th. So it comes out in a few days, and it's a long event. I mean, it's a good amount of time. That's 3 whole weeks. Knockout is the new mode. It is a 60-player, 20-squad battle royale, which is the normal trios, but it is objective-based, so where you're going to capture zones and collect Evo to rack up points, and the 5 lowest scoring squads through 3 rounds are going to be eliminated each time. So round 1, 5 squads eliminated. 2, 5 more. 3, 5 more, until you get to the final 5, and they're all redeployed for an all-out battle where 1 squad will emerge victorious. At the end, I don't know if it just goes to Battle Royale or if it's still an objective-based zone capture, but it's essentially a whittle down your opponents until you're the last team standing. It's Battle Royale-esque, but it's much more like hard point or domination type of thing. I won't read through all this, but you can unlock Crypto and Wattson permanently by completing some challenges during this event, and there's going to be certain free-to-play legends that you're able to play, even if you don't have them unlocked during this event. On screen here, you see some of the Milestone Collection event items. These are most of the legendary skins. There's 36 of them, which means this isn't just a collection event. This is going to be more like that Final Fantasy Buster Sword event, where I'm not certain if you can buy them in packs and actually get the one you want with crafting medals or anything like that. It might be one of those where you just buy an amount of packs and it's randomly kind of gambling. You just hope you get what you want. I hate when they do these types of events, but they've done a couple of them now, and it doesn't seem like they're stopping anytime soon. If you buy every item in the store or get lucky and get it early, you can unlock the Serpent Sting, which is a new universal heirloom, or what they call a universal melee weapon. Looks a bit different than the Qatar, and I imagine in the future it's going to have some new customizable features, like the Qatar has 5 different versions of it now. There is a reward shop. You've seen this type of thing before, very, very similar to past events, so you won't spend too much time on it, but you can get some of the event packs for free by earning bounty bucks, which is essentially just playing the game, and there will be challenges so you can earn those bucks quicker if you aren't able to play that much. There is a store tab specifically where you can outright purchase a few of the legendary skins, so that is good. You're not going to be able to get everything you want right away, but it is nice to see that you can buy at least the legendary skins directly. You don't have to gamble for them, which is good. Here are the patch notes. This is what you really care about. This is what we want. There are some balance updates. The gold weapons rotation is going to be the Mozambique Akimbo, P20 Akimbo, EVA 8, Flatline, and G7 Scout. That's going to replace some of the things like the Rampage and the Sentinel that we've been seeing a little bit of, but the Akimbos are remaining in these care packages. Gameplay updates. Loot bin reset. They added an announcer voice line when loot bin reset has triggered for improved clarity. They reduced the spawn rate of some high value loot like backpacks, hop-ups, and gold attachments after the reset. If a loot bin is open just before the reset happens, loot from that bin will be thrown out onto the ground, ensuring players can grab desirable items instead of those items being deleted. Legendary loot bins will roll fewer gold items via smart loot when opened, and then mythic loot bins will roll large healing items more consistently. Updates to the legendary loot bin spawning logic, which reduces the number of gold bins and more consistently distributes them across the playable space. This is good. I have been one saying that the mythic bin is pretty balanced, but the gold bins are a little bit too strong. They give you like 3 gold knockdown shields, 4 gold backpacks, and like 2 gold helmets. Like there shouldn't even be that much loot in the bins. The gold bins have been some of the best things that they've ever added to the game as far as just powerful items goes. I'd argue that the gold bins are a little bit more powerful than some ultimates in this game. So I'm glad that they're going to reduce the spawn a little bit and spread them out a little bit more so you don't have clusters of gold bins spawning all right next to each other. That should make it a little bit better. These gold bins are really strong, and I'm glad they're in the game, but I'm glad that they're trying to balance them a little bit more. Loot ticks got a little bit of a buff. There are now no white or blue rarity attachments and equipments in the loot ticks. It's now always going to be purple or gold attachments and hop-ups, which is great. I'm happy about that. Weapon balancing. They have removed the turbocharger from the Havoc rifle, which doesn't really affect how strong the weapon is, in my opinion. Honestly, it's still super duper strong. I think that this weapon really is a damage farming machine. The damage is really high and it has a fast fire rate. That's why it's strong. The turbocharger, if you're thinking that's going to make it that much worse, it's not. You can still pick it up and it's going to be arguably the best assault rifle in the game. The care package R99, the damage fall off at 11 plus meters is increased to 11, and they improved the recoil, so a little bit of a buff for the R9. That's nice to see. Hop-ups, they reduced the spawn rate of gun shield generator, and they removed the turbocharger from the loot pool. The ultimate accelerants have been increased to purple rarity, and they reduced the spawn rate, but they've increased the movement speed while using it. So they're trying to get you to use more of these ult accelerants when you find them, because ultimates are so powerful, but they're reducing the spawn rate a little bit. In their dev note, you can see they say, ult accelerants are in a tricky spot. Their power is clear to some players, where it's unclear to others, and they drop them in favor of other loot. I'm guessing it's just kind of, they aren't seeing ult accels used as much as they like, and so they're trying to make sure you use them by just showing you, hey, it's purple now, that means it's better, when really it's pretty much exactly the same. Legend balancing. Fuse. They hard capped the max radius of the scan area to be 450, which is plus 50% of the default ring/flat surface, and they disallowed mortar targeting on multiple objects within the player's control to prevent perfect setups. This basically just means no more super big ring of fire scans that people have been using with Fuse, where you shoot at the top of an evac tower. Now that area of scan is going to be limited to just 450 meters or units. So it's going to be still scanning inside the fire, but it's not going to be a giant scan. Rampart lowered the delay before you can re-enter Sheila turret to 0.15 seconds. It was 1, so you can get inside the Sheila turret in 0.15 of a second. That's super fast. Revenant Forged Shadows. This is what we wanted to see. They have nerfed Revenant's ultimate finally. They reduced the shield health down 25, so it is 50 now, 50 HP, not 75, and the activation time is doubled, so Revenant can't jump in and think, oh crap, I'm about to die, let me pop my ult and it'll save me. Thankfully, that's not the case anymore. Activation time doubled, and the reduced shield health has gone down 25 points, so now it's only 50. It's still really strong, don't get me wrong. If you're a Revenant, you just pop your ultimate beforehand, jump in the fight, it's still going to be really, really, really powerful. Valkyrie was the biggest winner of any character in these patch notes. Her buffs are enormous. She is now a recon legend instead of a skirmisher. Her full tank upgrade now includes a 50% reduction in refuel delay. So if you're totally out of fuel, it only takes 4 seconds to refuel now instead of 8. She gains threat vision while jetpacking and stays on until her feet hit the ground or she attaches to a zipline. The jetpack UI now has a refuel delay timer, so you'll know exactly how long you have to wait for your fuel to come back. It's more agile jetpack handling that feels similar to Valk's release, so her jetpacks have been a little bit improved in that regard. Various buffs to improve the reliability and output from her tactical, including movement stun duration increased to 50%, missile explosion radius increased by 20%, the minimum attack range decreased by 25%, so you can shoot it a little bit closer to yourself. The max missile travel time is 4 seconds, so the missiles travel faster to their target. And the fire rate for launching all missiles is now 25. It was 18, so it's essentially a 25% increase to how fast the missiles fire out of your pack. She also gets some perk changes. The Aerial Expert perk has been removed. She now has full coverage moved to level 2 and includes a reduced tactical cooldown. And then she has a new perk for level 3, Eyes in the Sky. It ignores the line of sight check on the Skydive HUD scan and increases HUD highlighting range by 40 meters. So what does that mean? Essentially, then, if you pick that perk while you're flying in the air in her ultimate, the enemies will be scanned through buildings. So there's no more any time where you are flying onto a building, hoping a team isn't there. You will actually be able to see that they're inside the building, not just on the roof. It's going to be pretty oppressive. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be really oppressive if you're trying to hide from a team, because they're going to Valk ult and find you right away. However, it will be helpful in those situations where you are just trying to land somewhere safe and you accidentally land onto a full team of 3 ready to kill you. That won't happen anymore. So it's going to be tough for rats, but better for teams. Next season, the maps and rotation. Next week, the maps and rotation will be changed. It's now going to be E-District, Olympus, and Kings Canyon for pubs and ranked. And then the game modes duos will return, and it will be available until the end of the season. I'll scroll through on screen all the mixtape map rotations. These are super long, so we're not going to address all of that. But essentially, mixtape getting a lot of big map changes. good for mixtape. There will be no ranked playlist changes this season, but they are removing the ranked rumble they were intending on adding later. Essentially, in this paragraph, you can pause the video and read it. They said that ranked rumble didn't accomplish what they hoped it would, and so they're going to remove it from this season and try to work out something new for ranked rumble. Ranked playlist will be exactly the same next split. There are several bug fixes, a lot of them including DX12. I'm just going to scroll through these so you guys can see some of these. Make sure to pause if there's a specific bug you're looking for. I'm not going to read through all of them. There are also some quality of life changes, such as adding assets to aid in climbing walls in certain areas on E-District. Lots of quality of life stuff for E-District, including a little bit better loot, some places where you couldn't really walk before on slanted walls, now you can, etc., and a little bit of a graphics performance update for people with either low-end PCs or really high-end PCs that were having a hard time rendering at really high levels of resolution. And that's it. That is everything you need to know for the mid-season patch coming in Season 22. It'll come out in about 4 days on Tuesday, September 17th, so I look forward to seeing you guys all in the game then. Of course, if you have more questions, I'd love to see you over on my Twitch channel. I'm going to be breaking it down live as of the posting of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.